Hello, and welcome back to another episode of What the F with Sunny LaRue. I'm also known as a professional martini-drinking blogger. We're back again with another episode, and child, Peter Thomas of the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the gift that keeps on giving. Now he got a 6-figure judgment against him, and you and I are going to talk about it. But before we get into it, you guys know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you won't miss out on breaking news, updates, recaps, and more. It's the freest and easiest way to support the channel. And if you like to follow me on social media, I'm on all platforms. My handle is @SunnyLaRue17 or simply Google Sunny LaRue17, and all of my social media links, everything will populate and you can follow me through those means. Now let's get into the story because there's a lot to unpack. I've been sitting on this story for a while and I was debating if I should talk about it. But now, you know, it's Peter Thomas, aka Patricia, Real Housewife of Atlanta. So we're going to talk about it. Now, this is coming from Radar Online. And the headline reads, "They never see a dime. Real Housewife of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey." Why Cynthia Bailey gotta, you know what, Cynthia, you gonna be forever linked to this man. Forever linked. I know you don't like it. We don't like it. But every time Peter do something, the only way he can get into the news is through you. Peter Thomas orders to pay $9 million over a never open Miami restaurant. Okay. All right. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online last month, a Miami judge granted a default judgment in the favor of DT Retail against Thomas, his now closed Miami restaurant Bar One, Miami Beach, and his separate business, One Society. Thomas ran Bar One from 2019 until late last year when the business was evicted over unpaid rent. Not only unpaid rent, he didn't even pay his employees. They were banging down the doors. And I might add, this is the same Bar One, that the infamous flip on Real Housewives of Potomac took place, where Mia Thompson inserted herself into this beef between Dr. Wendy Acefo and this man. And Wendy's like, I ain't got no beef with Peter. If Peter has a beef with me, he could take it up with my husband. But Peter doesn't do that. Instead, he takes it up with Mia, who does his dirty work. Because that's how Peter works. And in the words of Nene Leakes, why you gotta be a bitch, be in women's business? Because that's Patricia. Now, back to this. Before the eviction, Thomas had plans to open a separate upscale supper club named One Society. He said he planned to spend $3 million on the project. Okay, y'all. How he gonna spend $3 million on a project where he can't pay his vendors, he can't pay his employers, he can't pay the rent, he can't pay for his tax, he can't pay for his driver's license, he can't pay for his insurance? The project never took off, and the company formed for the One Society was dissolved. DTS Retail was the landlord for the location where Peter planned to open One Society. In January of 2023, last year, DT sued Thomas and his businesses. The landlord claimed that One Society signed a 120-month lease for the location, which roughly adds up to 10 years. Now, why would you do? Y'all need to do your research. That's on you, DTS. DTS claimed that Thomas' business breached the lease by failing to pay rent from October 2022 to January 2023. At the time, DTS, it says One Society, owed $61,000 in back rent. Honey, DTS, stand in line. Stand in line. Because not only he owes y'all back rent, he owes his vendors, he owes his employees, he owes his former business partners, he owes everybody. He just barely paid Cynthia Bailey off, which he owed to help start Bar None or Bar One. Stand in line. But they're like, no, we ain't standing in line. We getting a judgment. Y'all stand in line. In addition, the landlord said Thomas had failed to produce the tenant plans within 30 days of the lease being executed as required per deal. Now, come on, y'all. Okay. The company claimed that One Society refused to turn over the keys despite the breaches. Right? DTS determined Thomas be ordered to vacate the location and cough up the unpaid rent. Lordy. Thomas and Bar One were listed as defendants in the lawsuit due to them being the guarantees of the lease. In response, Thomas denied all allegation of wrongdoing. Of course he did. He's Peter Thomas. That's what he does. He argued DTS breached the lease by failing to provide him sufficient access to the premises. Now, Peter, come on. They gave you the keys. How much more access do you need? You got the keys. Stop it. Pay your bills. He argued DTS action excused his obligation under the lease until the breach was cured. Thomas respond, but One Society did not file an official answer, which led the judge granting a default judgment against One Society in order the company vacate the premises immediately. In recent motion for default judgment, DTS argued that One Society and Thomas had not paid the lease, continuing monthly obligations of the base rent, which began in March of 2023, and other operating expenses, insurance, and property taxes. DTS, Dick Thomas Sargent, claimed due to the default, One Society and Thomas were responsible for damage including accelerated rent and operating expenses due under the lease. The landlord demanded $9,175,189.38, which includes all rent owed on a 10-year lease and other expenses. On February 27, 2024, the court granted default. Bam! The gavel came down, awarded them $9.1 million plus attorney fees. Thomas tells Radar Online he plans to appeal the judgment. We're on appeal for legal reasons. Isn't that what Erica said about the earrings? This is what he's saying. We're on appeal for legal reasons. Thomas tells RadarOnline.com to appeal the judgment. I'm going to win. Oh, okay, he said. They'll never see a dime. Thomas accused the landlord of micromanaging him and failing to giving him the keys on time. Dude, you got the keys. Stop it. As Radar Online first reported, Thomas Bar One was evicted from its beachfront location over unpaid rent. The restaurant has since closed down. A few weeks later, now this is the same restaurant that the Real Housewives of Potomac went to, and Mia Thompson threw the drink at Dr. Wendy Cecil. That's the restaurant we're talking about. Thomas was arrested for driving under the influence in Georgia. Prosecutors have yet to file any criminal charges over the incident. Thomas and Bailey were married for 7 years before getting a divorce in 2017. And good riddance for you, Cynthia, our pretty princess of Atlanta. She don't need him. And DTS, this man did not pay rent on any of his rents. So all the Bar Ones are gone. He didn't pay his employees. He didn't pay his vendors. He got popped for a DUI. Come to find out, not only he was drinking and driving, he didn't have no license. His license expired. His tags expired. His insurance expired. He couldn't even pay those things. What makes you think he got $9 million to pay you over the course of 10 years? Look at his track record. The man has a lousy ass track record. And Cynthia Bailey got her money back, thank God, and she is done with him. And Dr. Wendy Cecil from Real Housewives of Potomac did not go into business with this man. She's done with him. And even Mia Thompson sitting up here saying, well, we don't know Peter like that, but you knew him well enough to start a fight and throw drinks at his bar one. You up on the phone talking about, Peter. Wait, I gotta do the lips. Peter, what do you mean? You got beef with Wendy. Wendy, Peter is like my brother. Inserting yourself into this mess. Ciao. What do y'all think of this story? What do you guys think? Peter is the Energized Bunny. Is the story that keeps giving. He's the gift that keeps giving. He's the Energizer Bunny. You put them batteries in, and he just going and going and going and going and going and going. I wouldn't be surprised if something else come out about him. Just going and going and going and going and going and going and going. It's like, Peter, go get your license. Go get your registration. Go get your insurance. And that's another thing. How I thought that Tasha K's $4 million lawsuit judgment hanging over her head, and she out there doing what I got bad respect for Tasha K. Peter, you got a $9 million judgment hanging over your head. Now, on top of all this other stuff. And like Tasha K with the $4 million judgment, I don't think you'll be able to put that on a bankruptcy. But I'm going to reach out to someone who I think can answer these questions, and then we'll let you know. I'll give you an update. But I don't think that this is a judgment that he could just write off on a tax thing. I don't think none of this situation, the back taxes and what he owes, I don't think none of it. And Peter was very unsmart to sign a 120-month lease. That's roughly about 10 years. But you know what? DTS said, no, you stand in line. We getting our money. And they got a $9.1 million judgment. So, Peter, can they take his unemployment check? I don't know. I'm just saying. How does that work? He collects unemployment. So do we got to get a portion of his unemployment to this debt? He can't go into business for himself anymore. Who's going to go into business with this man? And Peter, how are you going to make your money? What, you're going to work at McDonald's for $20 an hour? Go work at the post office for $25 an hour? You know your check going to get garnished one way or the other. I don't know. And with your track record and your attitude, you think McDonald's going to want to hire you? I don't know how he's living. How are you living? If he leaves the country, then what? You going to go over to Germany and screw up over there? Oh, Lord, no, I did not say that. Child, not Germany. Because you know he got a son over there. Who knew? But we found out that he has a son and a grandson, or kids over there, I should say. But you gonna go to Europe and screw up over there? You gonna go to every continent on this planet and screw up, and they're waiting for Elon Musk to come up with the rocket to send his ass to Mars, so he can go up to Mars and screw up over there. Woo! Hot! It's hot, Diamond. Hot. But what do you guys think of this story? We're full of lawsuits here. Full of lawsuits. Let's continue this conversation down in the conversation box. And as always, I have more stories to bring to you. So I'm going to get back at it. And thanks for watching. And honestly, thank you guys for supporting the channel, liking the channel, your comments. Thank you. And let's continue to grow together and have fun together. And if there's stories that you want to talk about, leave them down in the conversation box down below and figure it all out together. All right, I'm Sunny LaRue, known as the professional martini drinking blogger. Thanks for watching What the F with me. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, lambs.